So we covered this last night. Trump had a major go off on Somalia on Thanksgiving. He writes this like 5-paragraph screed, a rant about how Somalians are from the third world and non-white people are ruining America and they're taking welfare and white people don't want to complain and we need to get them out. And
yeah, we need to get them out.
And I told you last night it was an awesome post. It's funny, it's edgy, it's topical, it's true. I loved it. And today he did the same thing all over again. He was in a meeting. He fell asleep during the meeting, which you might have saw. He's literally, it is so funny because there's a clip from the meeting where he's just going down. You know, it reminds me of when I was in high school or college, when you're in a lecture, you're in class, and you didn't sleep, and you start falling asleep, and you're trying to stay awake, but you're just going down. And you remember in those days when you would sort of like half like wake yourself up, you'd like your head would start to slump and you'd catch yourself falling. That's literally what happened in the meeting. Marco Rubio's going on, and Trump is going like this. He's like it's not even an exaggeration. He's just straight up for the second time in 2 weeks. He's just out in the meeting. And you could see it all over his face. He's like struggling to keep his eyes open. It's kind of endearing, actually. It's kind of funny. And so he rouses himself from his slumber. He's fallen asleep at the meeting. He wakes up just long enough to just go the fuck off on Somalia. He says their country stinks. All they do is bitch. We don't want him here. We're going to get him out.
Yeah, yo, get them out. We don't want them here. We don't want anyone here who doesn't respect our country, our customs, and our culture. And if you think that we're, because of our skin color, are white, and we created a democracy that everyone benefits from, and you don't like that, that's tough cookies. You can go back to Somalia or anywhere else on the planet that you came from, and you can make that place the way you want it. You're not changing it here in the good old USA.
And then he closes the meeting. Then he says, all right, the meeting's over.
Meeting over.
And if we had 8 years of this, I would honestly not have a problem.
Yeah, that's exactly the Trump that everybody voted for. We don't want a watered-down version of that. Just bring that guy back, please.
This is great stuff.
Right.
Guy's 100 years old, clocks in for the day, sits down at the meeting, falls asleep, wakes up, goes off on the third world. All right, meeting over.
Meeting over.
I love it.
Call it
and this
day.
is a story. This is from the New York Times. It says, quote, President Trump unleashed a xenophobic tirade against Somali immigrants on Tuesday, calling them garbage that he does not want in the United States in an outburst that captured the raw nativism that has animated his approach to immigration. At the tail end of a cabinet meeting, he said, quote, these are people that do nothing but complain. He said, when they come from hell and they complain and they do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. He said, Somalia stinks and we don't want them in our country. He described Ilhan Omar, who came to the United States from Somalia as a refugee, as garbage. He said, quote, we could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These are people who work. Or these aren't people who work. These aren't people who say, let's go on. Let's make this place great.
Yeah, these aren't those kind of people. They don't like you. They don't like America. They don't like our way of life. They like to come here and leech off the system and then claim victimhood status. It's not hard to understand. I mean, just look around. Any city that you live in, anywhere these days in America, with the influx in the past years of all these immigrants, they don't speak our language. They look out of place. They seem out of place. And it's just a shame that we're watering down what made America great in the first place, which is our values, our culture, and our heritage.
On Tuesday, when asked about Mr. Trump appearing to doze off in the cabinet meeting, his press secretary, Carolyn Leavitt, pointed to his remarks about Somalis, which she described as a, quote, epic moment. So Trump is asleep in the meeting, wakes up, says, you know, they're all garbage and all they do is bitch and I don't want him here. Okay, the meeting's over.
Meeting over.
And then the press secretary comes up. They say, so what was that all about? He was falling asleep in the meeting? She goes, no, it was an epic rant. Epic moment, actually. It's entertaining to say the least. There's a reason we call it slop. There is something attractive about it. It is a dopamine hit. It wouldn't be effective slop if it didn't taste good.
This is exactly the type of Donald Trump that everybody wanted. The fucking you're fired guy. Like, no nonsense. No, wham, my feelings. Don't care. Get the job done or keep it moving. And that's exactly what people want from Donald Trump. They need to bring that guy back.
That's why we call it goy slop, because it tastes good. So this is good stuff. On Thursday, Mr. Trump said Somalis were taking over Minnesota and that Somali gangs were roving the streets looking for prey. He said Miss Omar was always wrapped in her swaddling hijab and that Mr. Walz was seriously retarded for welcoming immigrants from Somalia.
Yeah, the retard and the brother.
I see the statement, and once again, it's great rhetoric. It's all-time. This is an all-time rant. A late entry. And I have to say, he still got it in many ways. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm very unhappy with the state of the Trump administration. This is reflected in his favorability ratings, his job approval, generic ballot for the midterms. We're not happy with where things are. That being said, he is great when he wants to be at telling us what we want to hear. And that's exactly how I would describe it. He is excellent, masterclass at telling us what we want to hear. Funny, raw, brash. No one does it like him. Not J.D. Vance, not DeSantis, nobody. Not even me, although maybe me. Not Tucker, certainly. Like this guy, that is an epic moment. That is an epic go-off because he's saying what we're all thinking.
Yeah, exactly. That's the Donald Trump that people want. They want that back, that brashness, that raw, unfiltered truth. They want to speak to their president, have their president speak to them like they speak to each other, and not sugarcoat the bullcrap that we all know that's going on. You have to say it like it is. Don't try to ride the fence and be a moderate. That's not going to get you anywhere. Donald Trump, especially headed into the midterms, man. You've got to you've got to slice and dice. You got to go on, and yeah, she is garbage. When you see garbage, call it out. When you see a class of people that's fucking disrespecting America, call it out. And you don't need to sugarcoat it because that's not what people want. And that's exactly what Nick's saying right here. Listen to this guy because he's got his finger on the pulse, of America. And this is exactly what people want to see from Donald Trump and his presidency moving forward. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down button. I don't care. Leave a comment in the section. I read most of them. But until then, boys, I'll see you next video. Cheers.
Return